Hi, welcome back everybody. Welcome back everybody. As what I've said, good afternoon. So, as what I've said a while ago, if in any case we don't have something to discuss tomorrow, I will just be playing the lesson, our lesson on reading and writing and on practical research today, tomorrow, because we are only 35. 35. Ilan kayo ngayon? How many are we? Yung antayin lang natin yung iba. Paki-message naman, no? Pakisabi naman sa GC, pasok na. Start na, okay. 21, nadagdagan pa tayo. Sige, let's give them 2 minutes more to join bago tayo mag-share screen. Okay, I will be sharing my screen, class. Welcome to our practical research subject. Okay. So, okay, last meet, naririnig na ba ako? Anybody? Naririnig na ako? Naririnig na ako? Sagot naman kayo.
Yes,
Opo,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay, sige. Okay, so last meeting, during our last meeting, we've talked about research as an independent body of knowledge. As an independent body of knowledge, we've talked about its characteristics and its definition. So, meeting natin yan. So, we've talked about the how research started, how can we do or start a research project, the do's and the don'ts and the reminders to every time we would start a research. We've also discussed last meeting the scope of research and the purpose of research when it comes to education, profession, and administration. Okay? So, we've also talked about the importance of research and why is research inevitable in the everyday life of human beings on his life here on planet Earth. Okay, the importance of research in everyday life, including the characteristics of research and the basic process of research and how you do it, including determining a problem, doing library research, collecting data, analyzing it, making recommendations, and making conclusions based from your research topic. Okay. We've also talked about the ethics of research, okay? Respect for persons, the benefits and the possible harms of doing a research, justice, the issue on consent, misconduct, conflict of interest, authorships, and the importance of citations. Okay? Including plagiarism, we've talked about it. Kasi plagiarism is very common nowadays wherein people would just copy from the internet and then take it as their own. Okay? And take it as their own. We call it plagiarism. When you copy something you do not own. Okay? Okay, so today we will discuss the difference between quantitative and qualitative research. Okay, so there are two major subdivisions of a practical research, which is divided into quantitative and qualitative form. So these are the common characteristics of a quantitative research and a qualitative research. Okay, so for quantitative research class, so from a word quantity, you need a representative sample as compared to qualitative research, which only requires only a small sample. Okay, a small sample. Okay, so quantitative research, how does it happen ba? Um, how is it implemented? Quantitative research, 'di ba? For example, mostly medical researches are done using quantitative research. Quantitative research entails researchers to implement their research goals on a span of time longer than what of qualitative research requires. Okay? No. Okay. So quantitative research is more objective, while qualitative research is more subjective and personal. Always try to remember those things. Okay? So, for quantitative research, we test existing theories, while for qualitative research, we develop new theories based from our research topic. Okay? Okay. So, in quantitative research, we develop conclusion based on data outcome, While in qualitative research, we develop values and judgment based on the data that we process. Okay? So, for quantitative research, we have conclusions. For qualitative research, we have values and judgment. Okay? So, next. Quantitative research deals mainly on.
Naomi, check-in mo ako dyan, ah.
Okay. So, quantitative research is based on the result of interpreting numerical data. Okay, we are dealing with numbers and statistics. Okay, if it's quantitative research. While for qualitative research, qualitative research, we deal with complex and rich experiences void of most numerical data. Okay, so when it comes to reliability and validity, quantitative research is known for its reliability and validity, unlike qualitative research, which is less known or least known for its reliability and validity. Okay. So there are existing standard measuring devices available in our school of knowledge, which is commonly used or mostly used during quantitative research. But when dealing with qualitative research, we use non-standard measuring devices. Okay? Remember those things. Okay? So, quantitative research adheres to existing scientific methods, but qualitative research do not follow existing scientific method. So, when we talk about it, quantitative research is more standardized as compared to the format and the methods being used during qualitative research. Okay? Quantitative research deals mostly with numerical data. Unlike qualitative research, it is more on narrative. Okay? So, okay. So for the setting of these two researches, quantitative research is done on a laboratory setting. On the other hand, qualitative research can be done on public places. Okay? So based on their characteristics class, we may say that quantitative research deals mostly with numbers and exact figures, while qualitative research deals with subjective outcomes brought about brought about by experiences and personal judgment on some cases. Okay? So to put it on a simpler discussion. So let's talk about COVID-19, 'di ba? Countries and different medical laboratories medical laboratories what during the development of the vaccine, they have used different types of testings okay, and trials in order to test the efficacy of the COVID-19 vaccine. So ganito yung class. So bawat medical laboratories around the world, we have from China, we have from the United Kingdom, we have from the United States. So laboratories in these countries, including Russia, they develop their own researches and their own tests in order to test the efficacy. When we talk about the efficacy class, we talk about kung gaano ba kabisa yung gamot na yung bakuna na ni-develop nila laban sa COVID-19. So sabi dun sa World Health Organization, ang kailangan lang daw ay 50% na mabisa yung bakuna, okay na daw yon. Okay na daw yon 50%. But these medical laboratories with their clinical trials, yung clinical trial, yung susubukan siya sa mga tao, sa mga population na napili nila, mga napiling volunteer to test the vaccine, they were able to reach up to 94% efficacy. May mga naka 90% efficacy, 90% na mabisa, 94% na mabisa. So they were able to produce that. But what's the outcome of the researches? Um, Researches or medical clinics abroad who distributes COVID-19 vaccines in different countries, 'di ba? Kailangan nilang magkaroon ng anong tawag natin doon, herd immunity. Herd immunity. Ano yung sabi ni Catriona? 106 million Filipinos. 'Di ba? O ilan dapat yung mabakunahan para hindi kumalat yung COVID-19. Sa yung 106 na yon nasa Pilipinas lahat. So, kailangan magkaroon ng herd immunity, magkaroon ng certain number of vaccinated individuals for the virus to not to spread. So, kailangan ma-reach yung siguro 50 million or 60 million people who will be vaccinated para hindi na ulit kumalat yung COVID-19. So these researches are done by the medical laboratories abroad to test the efficacy of COVID-19. In this case, they've used quantitative and qualitative research together. Okay? May numbers, may experiences. Okay? Merong merong subjective findings, meron ding objective, replicable, and reliable findings. Okay. Ano yung nangyari dun sa Peru, di ba? May ininiksyonan sa South America. Nauna silang magkaroon ng COVID-19 vaccine sa Peru. Just, I think, during the weekend. But what happened? There was an adverse reaction. There was an adverse reaction with the vaccine. So, always remember, class, important things in our world and in our society commonly or generally governed by researches. Hindi siya basta-basta hinuhulaan, hindi siya basta-basta ine-estimate. It should be measurable. It should be replicable, reliable, and it should be objective. Diba yung nagkaroon dun sa Peru, may ininiksyon na nagkaroon ng adverse reaction siya dun sa bakuna. So they are now trying to recall some of the vaccines, bakit nagkaroon ng adverse reaction yung isang South American individual doon sa COVID-19 na binigay sa South America. So those are some current events in our world today that is governed by practically by research. Okay? So, mabilis na yun, class. In just a year, they have developed a vaccine because previously, during previous pandemics, 'di ba? They have to wait 15 years, 18 years before a vaccine can be produced. But today, because of technology, they were able to produce a vaccine in less than a year. Okay, in less than a year. Okay? So let's proceed now to different types of researches. So we have qualitative researches. Number one is case study. Number two is individual experiences. And number three is perspective taking. So how does it work? So case study is an in-depth investigation focused on one social unit or an individual. It may use interviews, observations, and review records or other document describing the different angles of the group or a person in a natural environment. So case study. Let's have an example. Let's get a social unit. Okay, let's get a social unit or an individual in the society. How does it work? Class, bago tayo magpatuloy, gising pa ba kayo?
Yes, sir.
Gising
Naririn,
pa, sir.
naintindihan naman yung mga
Opo, sir.
pinagsasabi ko?
Opo.
Opo.
Okay. Okay, so let's have case study. How does it work? Paano nangyayari yung case study? Kasi the first time we did practical research, I first did practical research here in ACLC Paco. I asked my students to formulate a topic, to formulate a topic, to formulate a topic na gusto or close to their heart. Okay, so nagbigay sila ng topic about ano yung mga topic nila. Fake news, LGBT community, traffic, anime. Okay, they research all of these things. Okay? So, case study basically, how does it happen? It is an in-depth investigation. Focus on one social unit or an individual. For example, in the Philippines, di ba, let's take one social unit or an individual. Let's talk about yung mga may HIV. Those people who suffers from HIV infection. Sige. They are a common respondents. They are a common respondents on different researches that aims to develop new methodologies and new approaches on how to treat or how to deal with the HIV or AIDS infection. So kukunin sila, and then whatever is the study itself is all about, it can be about their mental health, or how do they deal about their mental health, dealing with HIV and AIDS. Karamihan ba sa kanila nagkakaroon ng depression because of the because of their disease or because of their infection? Nagkakaroon ba sila ng depression? So, a case study would deal with those things. Okay? Okay. And case study is under qualitative research. So, ano pa ba? In-depth investigation. 'Di ba? They did qualitative research. Um, huh? So, individual experiences. The research is focused on exploring a personal or extraordinary experience of a person or group. So, how does it happen? Mm. How does it happen? Okay? So, let's talk about, so how do they measure yung rating sa television? Yung rating sa television, di ba? This is an individual experience. When you face your television, ano ba talaga mas malakas? Kapamilya o kapuso o kapatid? Paano ba nila ginagawa yun?
Pinsan.
Ano? Ano yung pinsan? Ano yung pinsan? Sino yung nagsalita ng pinsan? We're talking about here, how do broadcasting network measures their what? Their viewership, because qualitative research variation is individual experiences. So how does it happen? So So dati nung may mga antena pa yung mga TV, hindi pa siya digital. So nagkakabit sila doon ng mga gadgets. Tapos every time you would open your television, information will be sent to people, will be sent to ABS-CBN, nanonood ka, will be sent to what? To research bodies. For example, Kantar, All AC Nielsen, ano pa ba, social weather stations, di ba sila yung nagme-measure ng ratings, kung sino yung malakas kapatid. Tapos this information are to be sent to this research body for them to come up with the rankings, 'di ba? With the rankings on which programs enjoy a lot of viewership on a specific time, on specific month, on a specific year. That's why always remember, researches, individual experiences, 'di ba? And perspective taking, they deal with this bounded by of course a specific period of time. Okay, so ano pa? Perspective taking, how does it happen? Oh, yung mga exit polls, are you familiar with those? Exit polls are done, for example, a person voted, it's election time for example. Okay, we need to elect senators. We need to elect senators and we need to elect presidents, mayors, and local officials. Okay, right after the person goes out from the polling precinct, paglabas niya ng presinto, and then a certain researcher would what? Would come to him and then asking about his experience. In this case, they would have a certain estimate on who voted for whom. Sino yung mga binoto nila based on the exit polls. On my personal experience, di ba when you go to supermarkets or even when you go to 7-Eleven, di ba, there are people interviewing you about your personal experience in the shop. 'Di ba? Did you enjoy it? What products did you buy? How does how does the whole store appeal to you? It's all about perspective taking and individual experiences. Okay, ang tawag natin dun those types of research, we call them as qualitative research. Okay? Okay. So for quantitative research, we have three also. We have historical, descriptive, and correlational. Okay. Historical researches, it is designed to portray a complete and accurate descriptions of historical events. It attempts to summarize significant past events or principles valuable in assisting humankind to profit from past mistake and planning appropriately for the future. Okay, so let's talk about this pandemic. This is not the first time we have encountered pandemic. Okay, there are pandemic which took place years and decades before us. Our grandparents, our great grandmothers, they have experienced pandemic themselves. Okay, I think in the Philippines we have nung nagkaroon ng Spanish flu. Okay, nagkaroon data tayo ng Spanish flu during the latter part of the 1800s or the 1900s or the beginning of the latter part of the 1800s. So what happened? Spanish flu spread and then it reached the Philippine archipelago. So what they did was, so if doing historical research, you go back to previous statistics and previous records of events in order for you to have a better understanding on what's gonna better understanding on how you will deal on the same instance if it will happen again. Okay, for example, the Spanish flu, I think it lasted for 5 years or 6 years. Okay, before, and then a vaccine was invented or was created after 18 years. Ang tagal nilang nag-antay. 18 years bago nagka-Spanish flu vaccine. Okay. O meron din tayong tinatawag na bubonic plague. Hindi siya pandemic, plague siya. Okay, kumalat yung sakit na galing sa daga. And it even eradicated a quarter of Europe's population. Okay, a quarter of Europe's population. Okay, descriptive research, it analyzes the trends that are developing as well as the current situation. The data derived from this research can be used in diagnosing problem or in advocating new or approved program. Okay, for example, people suffering with HIV, when doing descriptive research, okay, they would analyze developing as well as current situations of people with HIV, for example. Okay, So, paano ba? If in doing descriptive research about diseases, they were able to find better and faster ways to what? Better and faster ways in diagnosing diseases because of the descriptive research done before them. Okay, what about correlational research? Correlational research. It shows the relationship between two or more variables. They are classified as negative or positive and tend to show strong and weak relationship. This relationship assists the researcher in explaining, controlling, and predicting phenomena. I remember my teacher way back in college. Andiyan pa ba kayo? Gising pa? Gising pa? Class.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay, nandyan pa.
Yes, sir.
Opo,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, correlational research. Okay, correlational research, how does it happen? So, I remember my teacher way back in college when they did a research. Bakit daw, what do you call it? When they do um, research or stories, children's books, when they do children's book, laging ang perspective is always a female. Nakakaapekto daw ba yun sa bata when they do their researchers na ang perspective is a female? So what they did was they offered materials on a female perspective and on a male perspective, which is better for a kid. Yung Granny Goose, di ba si Granny Goose, ano siya, is a female. Tapos yung male counterpart niya, si Father Gander. Which is better, yung
Sir,
Granny Goose stories or yung Father Gander stories? We call this type of researches correlational research. Okay, yes. Yes.
sir, sorry, sir. Ngayon lang ako naka-attend, sir.
Okay, sige. We are 30 naman today. Okay, we have 5 minutes. So let's check for a while. Okay, this is an activity. So you just have to do this. Let's do this. Wait lang, let's check. So that's what quantitative and qualitative research is all about. Okay, in simple terms. Okay, in simple terms. Okay? So, quantitative and qualitative research. May tanong ba kayo so far? Kasi
Wala na, sir.
okay, we will end
Wala
in
po.
we will end in 5 minutes. We will end in 5 minutes. So, try nyo sagutan to. We will end in 5 minutes. Then right after that, okay, 3:30 to 4, we'll have another set, another 40 minutes later. Okay, we'll have another 40 minutes later. Iko-convert lang yung recording, tapos I will go back to you guys. Okay? Sasagutan niyo muna to. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ay, hindi. Ito muna pala. Okay, ito muna.
Sir, saan
1,
ano
2,
yun,
3,
sir?
4, 5. Sa notebook. Okay, number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1,
Sir,
2,
pwede
3, 4,
papel, sir.
and 5. Oo, sa papel, sa notebook. Okay, you can
Be,
never,
ballpen
rare,
tsaka papel dali.
seldom, often, and always.
Papel. Ipipicturean ko yung maayos na papel. Sulat mo nga. Often. Number 1, often.
Often?
Oo, hindi often.
Okay,
Often.
kapag nawala yung time natin, kapag nawala yung kapag ano tayo, magre-reconnect lang or you just have to
One
rejoin
way.
again. Okay, rejoin lang tayo after nating
Always.
ma-disconnect. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, please log into your
Always.
LMS, everybody. Okay. Okay. So, while waiting, you can check your LMS. Pa-check yung LMS and then please
One
check.
always pala.
Okay, if kung meron kayong reading and writing and
Two
kung meron
always.
kayong
Or
practical
always.
research. Okay, please check your LMS now. Check your LMS now. Habang nagko-convert yung recording natin. Kung merong practical research or and reading and writing, please check it now.
Okay na.